A biblical perspective on life, culture and current events. This is 2020 on Vision.
Well, this week we are doing Takeaway Hunger Day here at Vision, and I am so privileged to have a special guest with me in the studio. His name is Pastor Solomon Muesige, and he's come all the way from Uganda, and he's experiencing jet lag to the first degree. But Pastor Solomon, I want to welcome you into the studios here at Vision today.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm guessing, have you been to Australia before?
Yes, I was here last year in August doing the same campaign on Takeaway Hunger Day.
Yeah, and this time you're really experiencing the jet lag, huh?
Exactly. Last time I was in one city. Now I started from Perth. Then the next day went to Adelaide. Today I'm in Melbourne. I think tomorrow I'm in Sydney, and then finally Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you're in Brisbane today, but you're going to go to Melbourne. So
Yes.
you're really going to all the major cities of Australia. Many Australians haven't been to all of those cities, so you're really doing well.
I was telling Ben, our CEO here, that I could have traveled more than us Australians now.
Well, you have.
Yes.
Because I've never been to Perth.
Oh, really?
No.
Wow.
So far, my friend, it's so far. It's like a 5-hour flight from where I live. And in that 5 hours, I can go international to other countries, which I do many times. And so, you know, that's just, but one day I'll get there. But more importantly, you're here and we're doing Takeaway Hunger Day. So tell our audience today, what is Takeaway Hunger Day aiming to achieve?
You see, what we are handling is not known. The issues, the challenges of hunger, refugees, and challenges in Africa are not known. We can see the Middle East, Palestine, Israel, Ukraine, and all these are Afghanistan. But are you aware that Uganda alone has 1.6 million refugees?
Wow.
The largest refugee population in Africa. It's in Uganda.
I never knew that.
And it's not known.
So they're coming mainly from Sudan?
We are getting people from South Sudan,
Yep.
and now we are getting people from Sudan, Darfur, that are rejected in Egypt and Yemen and all these other countries. So they are walking through South Sudan and coming to Uganda. We have refugees coming from Congo, a lot of refugees from Congo.
So are they coming up into the northeast area? Where are they coming through?
We have them all over. We have a number of refugee camps in the western, in the north, all over.
I never knew that because there's civil unrest in the Congo at the moment, isn't there?
A big one, a huge one. Yes.
Yeah, it's so sad. And isn't it interesting that, obviously not everyone in Uganda is a Christian, but it's a more Christianized country than any other religion. Isn't it interesting that the more Christianized nations are the ones who welcome the stranger and welcome the refugee? Because as you said, Egypt won't take the refugees, Yemen won't take them. And it's the same with the situation in Gaza with Israel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Egypt won't take the people from Gaza, the Palestinians. Many of the Muslim nations surrounding Gaza won't take the Palestinians as refugees. But, you know, here you are, a leader in Uganda, a Christianized nation, and you've welcomed 1.6 million people. That is a big burden on society, isn't it?
It's a huge one. And but you see, we also went through our own bad times during the days of Idi Amin and bad governments, a lot of war and people being in exile, including our president that lived in exile. So we have an understanding of what it means to have instability and to want to be accepted as a human being where there is safety. Yes, we are Christians, but also with experience of pain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know, I've been all over Africa. My observation of African culture is hospitality is big in your culture, and when someone comes to you, I just find the African people just so wonderful and hospitable. They like to welcome the stranger and do their best to help people.
Exactly. We are we have what we call kinship. So kinship causes anybody that you can connect to, you become like brothers and you really accept each other. But the opening of the borders for 1.6 and more that are still coming, is a huge responsibility, because Uganda doesn't have the resources to take care of the refugees. All we offer is space and safety. So the silence of guns, but what next? Yes, you're in a different country. You're not going to be killed by guns. But guess what? You find hunger. You find all types of need. Like, I was in Melbourne, and I saw those high-rise buildings for refugees, and I said, wow. I mean, this is luxury.
Yeah.
But for us, they give you some little sticks and a canvas top so that you can be sheltered from the sun and the rain, and that's it. So how do these people feed? Because, you see people, we were celebrating the Olympics, winning all the medals, doing better than ever before. Many of our children have never even realized what they are capable of doing because they're hungry.
Yeah.
You wake up challenged. You are not. These kids are not even sure if they are going to eat at all. So by the time we started doing work, actually I started it, and then Feed the Hungry came to support me. The police brought me 2 boys that were refugees from Congo, because our church helps out. And then I thought that I could take these kids to the camp and maybe see if I could reunite them with their parents. But I wanted to go make a survey and see how life is like. So reaching there, I was shocked. There is what they call the reception center when these refugees are coming in. There was this huge tent of about 1,000 people. Men, women, children, strangers, all together.
Wow.
No walls, no privacy. Total strangers. You dress up when everybody's there. And when I looked at that, I said, whoa, I think I'd rather keep these 2. But I wanted to see more of how they live. I had no clue of how a refugee lives like. So I went to see how they cook for them, and they were getting 1 meal a day. And a meal, for just survival. Here we have choices. You can say, I'm going to take this for breakfast, and many different types of choices. And lunch you choose, dinner you choose. These guys, no choice, and they measure for you what you can sustain you until another day. So, and I said, I think we need to do something. And I did not have anybody else to tell, but I had to take that responsibility. And this is what Take Away Hunger Day means, that it's not a responsibility of, say, government, or why is this happening, or who should do that. Anybody can take that responsibility. And I was kicked out because I was not authorized to be in there. There is protocol. The UN and then the government of Uganda through the office of the Prime Minister have to give you a written authorization to get in there. So when they kicked me out, I had driven 7 hours to go just check it out. So I drove and hid my car somewhere and sneaked in again to really get the details of how human beings are living in there. The first house, little shack that I went to, an old woman, about maybe 62 years, saw me and came to me holding a 2-week-old baby and said, take him. She had never seen me. She said the mother died because she came during that war, pregnant, hungry. She could not sustain herself. Yes, the baby is here, but the mother has died because of starvation. Said, take the baby. And I said, I'm already sneaking in. Now they're giving me a baby. It can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
So everything we had, every money we just gave out. And then drove back to Kampala, shared with the church. We collected some money. And then I got authorization, went back and gave this old mama clothes and food and money for taking care of this little baby that we later got to know they called him Timothy. Because they are French, they speak French in Congo.
Yeah.
So Timothy in English. So this Timothy, I found somebody to adopt him from the United States, part of the Feed the Hungry group. He's 9 years old and he's an American citizen, very brilliant in school. He would have died long time ago. Now, because, we gave him an opportunity, somebody, somewhere, we took that responsibility and he's alive.
Man.
And I will tell you, we used, as you drove through the camp, the big piece of furniture you would see were baby children coffins on those motorbikes that they call boda. You've been to Uganda, those scooters that,
It's amazing what they can load on the back of the motorbike in Uganda. I've seen lounge chairs on there. I've seen whole families. It's incredible.
Yes, even animals, So,
big pigs,
Yes. But you see, you could see, before we stepped in as Feed the Hungry, majorly, you would see baby coffins because they are not able to survive. And guess what? How did I even get in there? So when I saw that, it moved me. A person in Australia will never comprehend because you cannot compare because there is nothing to even visualize.
No.
So then I went and asked if I could be allowed to feed one school. And they said, yes, feed the school, 3,000 children.
Man.
Then I asked Feed the Hungry if they could help me, and they said yes. But then later I was informed that I'm not allowed to do it because there were 7 schools in the camp, and if I fed one school, then all other schools would close. All kids would come to where there is food.
Yeah.
So, and then I said, how many more are there?
Man.
And it was 15,000. 15,000. So I asked Feed the Hungry, can you please help me at least, is it even possible? 15,000 human beings, that's a lot of people. And a day later they said, yes, let's do it. And today we are feeding 76,000 children, refugees in Uganda.
Man, that's just Feed the Hungry, 76,000. Pastor Solomon, it's actually so moving, and like you said, the average person in Australia, we can't even comprehend not being able to eat, just having one meal a day that's given to you in a little pack from the UN or someone like that. And man, this is why we are doing Feed the Hungry this week in Vision, and all across Australia, other radio stations as well, because we really want to help. And Pastor Solomon, we could listen to you for a long time, but I think really those brief stories you've given us there really capture the heart behind Feed the Hungry. So for our listeners now, if you want to be involved in this, if you go to our website, vision.org.au, that's vision.org.au, there's a banner at the top which says Feed the Hungry. Click on it and you can be a part of this, because we're all going together be a part of helping to feed 76,000 children in Uganda, displaced people in Uganda right now. And Pastor Solomon, I want to thank you so much for joining us on 2020 today.
And let's let them know that it's only $6 that can feed a child a month. $60 will feed 10 children for a month.
Amazing. $6 a month you can feed one child.
Yes.
So go to our website, vision.org.au, click on that banner, and together let's all make a difference in the lives of these beautiful children who are in Uganda right now.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.